Hello and welcome to Hatrick's weekly race guide with me, Hugh Hatrick. I do hope you're well and having a great week. A very warm welcome to you all, especially our new subscribers that have just come on board in the last few days. We've had a real surge and we're almost at 600. Perhaps we might have even broken through that by the time this video is released. But it's a weekly race guide, so that means we've got 3 races to go through. The first of which we're going to see right now, which is in the Genesis, and it's at Sardinia Road Track C with the specified car. And we're going to look at one of the fastest people out there who had a replay available. So as he comes up to cross the line, we'll give it a go. This one looks a lot of fun. From looking at the replay so far, as you can see from there, you need to take an awful lot of curb. So he's coming into the final corner now, and let's go on board and see exactly how it happens. Up into 4th gear, doing nearly 100 miles an hour, up into 5th gear, so revving it out as well, right the way up and staying on the right hand side of the line, and that keeping it as over to the right, so you've got the shortest run to do. And coming into the first corner, he goes right out, look at that, almost touches the 150 board, brakes very hard, down into 1st gear momentarily, then up into 2nd, up into 3rd, and then accelerating out, taking a little bit of curve there, and then lots of curve here. It's a good car this, but it is a little bit wallowy, so you have to kind of watch it. It's a lot of energy that's going to be transferred. Oh, he nearly touches that barrier, my goodness me. And then he's going as far out as he can there. He's taking a few bumps. He backs off a little bit, takes lots of curb and grass, runs the car out wide, maybe loses a little bit of time there. But then over to the left-hand side, and he's trying to keep that car, and he kind of brings it across, takes plenty of grass and curb, plenty of dust and curb there, and then even more curb. So you can obviously take quite a bit there and not get a penalty. And then straight lines it straight across to the line in the grass almost on this side, and then straight up the hill, and there you go. That is a lap of race A, and roughly in a 102.5. That was, I think, the 3rd fastest at the time of recording. Now this is race B, which is exactly at Monza. That's right, we're at Monza, wonderful historic circuit, one of the best in the world. And we're going to be riding on board E. Cartman, who was the fastest recorded time at the time of this video. Number 1 in the world in the Mazda 3 Group 4. As far as I can see, it is 4 laps, and it's roughly 1 and 1, so there shouldn't really be any issues with tyre wear or fuel. It's a nice easy sprint race, and these are normally lots of fun indeed. So let's get to the start of the lap, and we'll see exactly what kind of time Cartman does and what kind of things to look out for. Here he comes on the start-finish straight. In Tirar, 6th gear, flat out, going as fast as we can. Braking at just after the 150 board. Taking a lot of curve on the right. And oh, he took a bit of a sausage curve there, and accelerating out nicely. And staying on the curve all the way out. Accelerating out into 4th gear. And right the way revving it with pretty much everything it's got. And look how tight he is on the line there, almost as if he's on the grass just about. If that was me, I'd be on the grass. But the pixels are just managing to stay on. And then just after the 150 board, he's braking down to 2nd gear. Plenty of curb on the left, a bit less on the right, but running it out wide. Again, using all the curbs and a bit more. And then changes down to 3rd gear. Nice tight line so you can accelerate nice and early. And then up into 4th. And then coming on to 2nd Lesmo. Takes a bit of curb there, but a nice, relatively smooth exit onto the back straight, and we'll be coming up into the infamous Ascari chicane. The wonderful trees that are sadly no longer there. They had a big storm at Monza not that long ago, and the trees have gone. So coming down, they're braking just before the 100 board there. Takes lots of curve, keeps it tight, leaving more curve here, plenty of curve on the left, and runs it out. So there's obviously not an issue with penalties with Mr. Cartman here. And he goes on to the straight, under the bridge, coming into the final corner now. Where will he brake? It's going to be just after the 100 board, it looks, and then nice and tight, keeping it into the right hand side, and then accelerating out perfectly to get a little bit of that line, but then cuts across over to the right, almost going into the pits, making full use of that green and really well off the track. But a 1:55.117 is the result of that kind of lap. So there you go, that is race B. Plenty of tips there, and hopefully it will get you a very good time on race B. I think it should be a bit of a laugh. Of course, watch turn 1. And here we are on race C, which is now in the Genesis, and it's in the daily race. It's in the Grand Valley Highway, and we are in the Group 3 Genesis. So very similar car to what we're driving in race A. Obviously that was the road car, but now this is Group 3, so this is the race version. So it's going to be a lot more snappy and a very, very quick car as well. Now this is quite an interesting circuit. It's on the medium tyre, but the race wear or tyre wear is ×6. So that means that your tyres are going to be crucial, and you may well have to change tyres depending on what your racing ability is like and how heavy you are on tyres. But Tisby was saying you might not have to do it, but it just depends on how you drive, so it's up to you as to how it goes. It's at Grand Valley, which is Highway 1, which is a very popular circuit, so let's see exactly how this goes. And we've also got Mr. Cartman again, or E. Cartman, who is number 1 at the time of recording with a very, very competitive time. Let's see how he does it. Here he comes into the first corner, braking just after the 300 board, right the way down the first gear and then back into second and up into third. Now I heard there's quite a lot of times you're going to need to do that. Go right down into first gear. He holds, look how close he is, he's almost on the dust, coming in to the left and over onto the right. Perfectly done, absolutely perfectly done. And then out there and then braking about the 300 board at the very latest there, in nice and tight at the hairpin. Again down to first and into second and up into third. And he holds this beautifully round into the left second gear and nicely gliding it back into third to keep everything nice and sorted so that you don't get too much oversteer. And he's in first gear as he goes round the dodgy left hairpin and back into second nice and early on. Under the tunnel, round the little right-hander, and this is a tricky left-hander. He's back into first gear again and into second and up into third. So there's going to be lots of changing gears. Then down into second again, up into third. Crucially, trying to get anything to get better rotation. Uses all the road and a bit more to get a good run out of there into fifth gear. And braking, really almost looked like it was barely before the 100-metre sign there, which is amazing. Keeps a very tight, almost loses a bit of there. Don't take too much curve on the left, otherwise you'll get a penalty. And nicely cuts across all straight lines, that other curve, just enough to keep him going. Holds it into the wall on the right and into the wall on the left, almost takes the dust and then flat out, doesn't have to lift, gets a good line through there, right the way through. It's coming up to 140, 141, will it be roughly round about a 145? There we go, a 145.509. So that's a very good time, and that is currently the fastest in the world. So well done to E. Cartman, that was a phenomenal lap. We'll just quickly pause that from there. So that's this week's races. We've got race A in the Genesis, race B in the Group 4 at Monza, and race C, which is Group 3 at Grand Valley Highway 1. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope it gives you a few tips and can get you a really good time. Thanks very much for watching, and to all our existing subs and our new subs. And we're almost through that 600 barrier, and we'll be back again with a stream tomorrow morning. So take care. Remember to drive fast, but drive your bus even faster. Bye just now.